Borrowers are already feeling the effects of that federal judge's decision. The Department of Education has stopped accepting applications for the student loan forgiveness program. Now the Department of Justice has filed an appeal with the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, and local attorney Barry Covert doesn't expect it to end there.
Eventually, it will likely end up in front of the Supreme Court.
Justice Amy Coney Barrett has already turned down other challenges to the president's forgiveness plan, arguing other courts don't have a high enough rank to block it. Covert says another lawsuit in the Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals, which has blocked the president from forgiving debt right away, will also likely end up in front of the justices.
One of the purposes of the Supreme Court taking a look at cases is to try to quiet differing opinions that different courts may give. The disparity of rulings is not good for the judicial system.
However, he says the Supreme Court tends to take very few cases.
Whether they have an interest in this is very difficult to predict.
One of the reasons UB law professor James Gardner isn't sure whether the justices will touch it. There's also no way to know how they'll rule. Meanwhile, student loan payments resume on January 1st. And law experts don't think it'll be anytime soon. Borrowers will get the relief they've been hoping will lower payments or cancel their debt altogether.
The bad news is it could well be a year, 2 years before we know what the final determination is going to be from the courts. Now, if the Supreme Court wants to take the case, they could put it on next year's docket. We could have a decision by next summer, but that would seem to be very premature.
Now, more than 26 million people have filed applications for student debt forgiveness. Covert says the predominantly conservative Supreme Court could be waiting for the right case to come to their desks before they rule in favor of one. Danielle Church, Channel 2 News.